I don't know if you've ever been here, but there have been people who've gone through horrific situations. And one of the things that they did is that they couldn't deal with the issue at that moment. And some went in what I call a temporary state of denial. That's what I want to talk to you about, a temporary state of denial. Sometimes it's good to be believe it or not, in a temporary state of denial if it gives you the opportunity to gather yourself, if it gives you the opportunity to hit the reset button. Sometimes we have to go there. I've heard people say, listen, I can't talk about it right now. I don't want to think about it right now, or I don't want to deal with it right now. Sometimes that's helpful. It's helpful if it brings that person to the place where it can take them back or get them settled so that it can take them forward. But here's the caveat. You can't live in denial. It has to, in many instances, only be temporary, because if not, what happens is that it leads to what I call infinite procrastination. You know, you get to a place where you continue to say, well, I'm going to get around to it, and you never get around to it. So how do we use it to our advantage? How do you use temporary denial to your advantage? Listen, you deny it, or you put it out of your mind, the issue, the incident, the happenstance, the circumstance for a period. But then, man, you come out with a strategy. One of the strategies that I suggest when dealing with difficult situations is to compartmentalize things and to organize things. That means, say, for instance, you have to have a difficult conversation with someone. So what should you do? And you know it's tough. You don't know how the outcome is going to be. You don't know what's going to take place. You don't know whether you guys will be friends after that or whatever. Here's what you do. Here's a suggestion for you. Is that number one, set a date for when you're going to do it. Set a time for when you're going to do it. And then also organize and strategize and write down the very things that you're going to say. And so by you merely setting the date, telling your friend or whoever, hey, I need to talk to you about X, Y, Z. That's the first step right there. I believe that step gives you momentum to move to your next step. That means set the time. That gives you momentum to move to your next step. Order the things that you desire to say. And then what you do is that you trust God for the outcome. Anytime you're dealing with a difficult situation that you don't want to deal with, one of the things that you have to do is that you need a strategy to come out in order to overcome the hurdle that is before you. Sometimes being in denial, just saying, hey, I really don't want to talk about that, or I really want to deal with it right now, that's okay. But you got to come out and you have to deal with it. I pray this word today gave you strength for the journey.